And you're watching Days with Casper. Yesterday we got halfway through a stack, and we're going to start off on the orbital right here as people are rolling in. I'm going to start off talking wrong, apparently. Right off the bat, thank you, Matt from Elephant March. They're going to be playing with CKY in November in Juliet, Ohio. So I'm Juliet, Illinois. I'm just misspeaking left and right today. Maybe I meant to say right then left. Who knows? I'm just screwing it up. So here at Life Skateboards, we handcraft skateboard decks all in-house. This is the last step of sanding before graphics are applied. I'll get into the pressing room and kind of show you guys what's up in there too. But right now we are just gonna get this guy finished up and get over to shaping that other stack of boards. All these boards are available at lifeskateboard.com. If you can, for me, share this, double tap that screen. All the interactions and sharing really does help right now. We are kind of getting back into the swing of things as far as the streaming goes. Things have been working out a little better after taking that break. But I seem a little tired, a little stressed and tired. Had to deal with quite a few things over the last couple of days. Check engine light came on the car yesterday and looks like an O2 sensor. So hopefully we'll get that taken care of. But a little bit concerning to drive all the way to Pennsylvania and back, and then right when I get here, the car I got last week, there's the check engine light. So I think they're going to take care of me. Pretty stoked on that. What's up, Skate? Thanks for popping in here. Matt Redding might even pop in here and see that I'm wearing the shirt he sent me. But make sure you guys go check out the Elephant March. He makes some really cool stuff. He's got hats and stuff that he's made. I actually took one of the... he made a hat for Bam Margera, and I took it out there. You know it. I'm just some guy. So scary, man. Yeah, no, they've got Rob, I've got an appointment on Wednesday next week to get them to take care of that, and I'm expecting them to take care of it. So and if they don't, I'll take care of it myself, because I'm pretty sure I get discounted parts through their shop. So as long as I get the parts through them, I think they'll know that I was the one that fixed it. So that's fine by me. I've replaced an O2 sensor and a Corolla before. And from what you told me earlier, Rob, it seems like that'll be even easier on a Versa. AutoZone scared the shit out of me, though. Handed me a piece of paper that said my intake manifold was bad. And I looked up the code myself, and it said O2 sensor. So I don't really know what just happened this morning, but at least I got it read. All right, little hands-on quality control here. Make sure this feels nice and smooth. And there we go. Yeah, well, they can figure it out. They can figure it out, and they should replace it. All right, that guy's what? Oh, ugh, I'm talking bad today. That guy's done. Let's go ahead and show you guys the pressing and shaping room. We're gonna walk through the dark, so don't get scared. All right. This phone is pretty nice. It's a lot darker in here than the screen looks. All right, so here's all of our veneer storage right here. We pull 7 pieces of maple from here. It's specifically Great Lakes or Canadian maple. You want something with slow growth, long winters. It gives you a tighter grain and a less porous wood. So we pull those 7 pieces of veneer. There's 2 different directions on them. You got a vertical grain and a horizontal grain. 2 of these in there, 5 of these in there, 2 different qualities. After that, we come right over here. There's your board, Rob. Thanks for that, by the way. And we glue up all the boards right here by hand. That ensures a full glue coverage on every side of every ply. That way we can guarantee against delam. After that, we throw them in the press right here. No more than 3 in each mold. We don't want to lose any concave over the pressings. We're very, very proud of our deep concave. So these guys are under pressure for 24 hours, and then they cure for 7 days in a stack of their own concave. So these guys right here are all getting ready to be cut. Once those guys are cured, they look like this. That's called an uncut. And then Sam puts truck holes in. Once he puts those truck holes in right here, and then takes one of these shape templates and attaches it from the bottom of the uncut, cuts out the shape right here. Runs that shape template right along that bearing. This cuts it out. When I get a hold of it, the edge looks like this, and I need that to be at a 90 with the concave. So that's what we're going to start with. All right, so I'm going to be using the belt sander to do that. Then we're round it off right here, clean it up a little bit further on the drum. The sleeve is sliding around a little bit. There we go. A little bit more on the Mac wheel over here, and then back to the orbital, just like we started off the live today with, where I can take the respirator off and respond to the things that you guys are asking. I wear a respirator for all of these steps, take it off when I have the HEPA-approved dust extractor over there. So let me go ahead and grab the compressor hose, give this guy a little bit of air. It's got some it's got an air bladder in there. And make my way through this well thought out maze. Good job, Sam. It's a pretty well thought out maze over here. All right, just gotta unwind the compressor hose. And here we come. All right, let's air this guy up so we don't have to do it when we get there. And we're good. So if you're unfamiliar with what you're watching watching Life Skateboards be made. We're about to get started with shaping. Some of the things you can catch on this channel is I press the boards and I glue the boards. So you'll get to see that process. Sometimes I do graphics. Sam does the majority of them. And then you see these parts of the lives where I'm shaping boards. Sometimes I go live at the skate parks, cleaning, skating, or just events and things like that. So if you want to enjoy that kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see if you guys enjoy it. What's up, Rodney? Thanks for tuning in. We're about to get started here. Respirator, I hardly know her. Also, quick shout out to Vivo Barefoot Footwear. They sent me and Morgan 4 pairs of shoes when all I was doing was asking if they ship to the US. And this is the second day of wearing these. The ball of my foot, yeah, the ball of my foot's starting to get this weird, like, tingly relief feeling in it. I think my legs and feet are fixing themselves. It's pretty awesome. Of course, Rodney. Hope you're having a wonderful day. All right, and that took a little bit more effort than I like it to. So while we're over here, let's go ahead and clean off the belt. This is like grip gum, but you can buy it at Harbor Freight. It cleans off the belt a little bit, gets some of that gunk off of there. And you'll notice when we do this on the drum, we also use a wire brush to re-break the abrasive pieces. All right, let's get you guys over here and give you a nice, good close-up of my favorite step to show you guys. So this is where the edge of the board starts to get round. And you may have seen shorts of this step quite a bit because I do that a lot. All right, everybody, give me a good safety squint. All right, so there's that. Now we're gonna take it right over here to the drum and clean it up. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. That's what I'm here for. I'm gonna angle this up just a little bit for you. All right. All right, now let's get you guys over here. We'll hit it on the Mac wheel, and then I'll be able to answer any questions you guys have over here on the orbital, all right? So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Casper's keeper is right there. She's hanging out at home with the lovely Lori. Thank you for your help, babe. All right. Let's get this turned around, get the respirator off, and get you guys plugged in here. All right. So this is the final step of sanding before we apply graphics. And here at Life Skateboards, we have a little bit of a unique graphic application process. If you've heard of Lino blocks, that's what we do. So those big stamps you probably carved in high school. What we do is we commission a local artist to carve the relief image into a big piece of lino, and then we roll the ink onto it, apply it, and we have the ability to apply it anywhere, in different colors, and use the same block for apparel. Now, the reason we do that is because we care about the products that we're sending out to customers. The majority of the industry uses the heat transfer to apply their graphics, and while that's a super easy way to mass produce graphics and make a bunch of graphics really fast and even photorealistic images or custom graphics, the way you apply that is with heat. So you are absolutely damaging the bond between the wood and the glue inside of that board. So here at Life, doesn't sit well with us to damage a skateboard that we're going to send to somebody. I mean, this thing is made to be abused. We want it to last as long as possible. And we want it to have the all wood feel construction. All wood construction feel. Sorry about that. So we strive to make sure we make the longest lasting, strongest decks you can possibly have out of all wood construction boards. The way we achieve that is with our hand rolling the glue to get a full glue coverage on the top and bottom ply. The long press and cure time, 24 hours in the press, 7 days curing before the shape is cut out. And our graphic application process as well. Another thing that makes our boards really, really sturdy is our concave. We have an extremely deep concave that gives the boards really, really good end-to-end rigidity. I really like it. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate you. Yeah, we just want to make sure that we, I don't know. It seems like the industry moved to composites and things like that when they could have just kind of taken a step back and said, where did we screw up with all wood construction? And I mean, that's my opinion as a person that broke boards all the time before I started writing these. Yep, that's the same thing, Rob. Because you know me, I bring around skateboards to the skate parks whenever I want to show people the board. Or even I'll kick my board at somebody and let them try it. Every time somebody kicks their board at me, and I'm like, I'm not trying to be offensive, but I don't like to stand on cardboard. Words feel real weird that I didn't make. Yeah. What we got today? 7 more boards to shape today. So looks like we got a pretty full day today. Now, if you guys have any questions about the board making process, where to get a board, or what you need, you can ask me any questions. Go to lifeskateboard.com, get yourself a deck. Thank you very much, buddy. All right. You know it. I'm back. Had to go to the. I want to do more than 2 days in a row. I'd like to go live with you guys every day. But check engine light popped on on my way home from work yesterday. So had to go handle that this morning, and yeah, been a busy morning. But got an appointment next Wednesday to get the car worked on. Tomorrow, I want to skate. I hope I can get to skate tonight, but we'll see. And then Friday, I will be teaching lessons or helping out with a camp at the local skate park. So hopefully I'll get into your after. Well, man, I'm sorry there, but Blackburn, but you're barking up the wrong tree there. Love of my life is actually in the chat right now as well. But you do you, man. Just not for me. Proud of you, and proud of that you're proud. Thank you, Yippity. There you go. There's your kickflip for the day. There you go. I didn't even flip that one from there. I'm pretty proud of that response though. Because I mean, you do your thing, man. Oh, that's a good question. Right, not even mobbed, man. That was all right. Um, New to the channel, what kind of wood are you using? So it's maple. Great Lakes or Canadian maple specifically. We have veneer that we roll by hand and then press in the other room over here. I will show you real quick. So here's our presses. We take 7 pieces of veneer, glue it up, press it, and then we do this process here. Great Lakes or Canadian maple to be specific because you want something with long winters, slow growth, and a tighter grain. It gives you a less porous wood. Maple specifically because it's a very strong and malleable species of wood. All right, now we're going to get on to some more boards. Sam cut these shapes out. This is how the edge looks when he cuts the shape out. To start off, I'll bring it to a 90 right here on the belt sander that I didn't set in frame. Round off the edge, clean it up, and clean it up some more. And then these go to Sam for graphics. Which one is more durable? Oh, she rides she does quad skates every once in a while. She had a board for a while. Had her a coffin board for a while. Which one is more durable? What do you mean? Great Lakes or Canadian? Between the two of them, I wouldn't be able to tell you. It's just mainly from slow growth and long winters. So it's that specific climate. Where I'm from, Indianapolis. Oh, I mean, yeah, of course. Our boards, a Life Skateboard. There you go. There's your answer. A Life Skateboard is going to last you longer than a factory board because of all the processes that I'm showing you, whether that be rolling glue by hand, a deep concave, or a lino block application process. Our boards come with a 7-ply standard. You can get an 8-ply, and that thing is going to last you forever. You can get a 6-ply. It's not going to last as long as a 7-ply, but it's going to be a little bit lighter. So all of our boards are really long lasting. We guarantee against DLAM. But if you're asking about which one between like Canada or the UP making better wood, I don't think it would really matter. It's about the east to west climate. So just that line right there. So the UP kind of sticks up into the same climate as Canada there. I almost said Australia because I'm reading where you're from. Wow, thanks for tuning in, Amy. Appreciate you tuning in from all the way across the world. I grabbed the wrong board. Now I'm going to grab my respirator. I hardly know her. Tight Bond 2. There was a good test that one of the makers, we're in a big group of makers that do similar things. One of the makers did a test of Tight Bond 1, 2, and 3, left it outside with an uncut. No significant difference. Tight Bond 2 is the happy little, the best product that we've used. We've been using it since 2012. Of course, yeah, it will definitely help. Tight bond too. Yeah, and you get a contractor's discount when you buy more than 4. Did you know that? All right. So let's go ahead and set you guys up for a good angle. I don't know, OG. I like my Elmers. Put on your safety squint. All right, let's get you guys looking over here. For science, we'll just see which one tastes better. I bet it's Elmer's. All right, now clean up the nose and tail here. All right, let's get you guys over here, turn you around. What's up, Joey? Thanks, Warrior, I appreciate it. Thank you. I didn't set this up. I am the sole hourly employee here at Life Skateboards, working with Sam, the owner. Remember, the more boards you order, the more work I have. I would love for this to keep me busy all the time, and I get to share it with you guys. So go to lifeskateboard.com. Get yourself a life. Because then when you get one, you get to go up to your friends and yell, "Get a life!" And that's just fun. Fun advertising right there. All right, let's get you guys plugged in here. There it is. Angle you down. And let's get to orbital standing this guy. And then we've got 6 more boards after that. And maybe I'll be able to skate. Who knows? It's starting to rain though. Thank you, Warrior. Appreciate you. Things you can expect on this channel is just like the board making. We glue them up. Sometimes some graphic application. Sometimes some wheel wells. We get into lots of talk about sobriety here. I'm an addict in recovery and share that quite a bit. Help people with their story. And then skateboarding events, stuff like that. And also for everybody watching right now, there were tornadoes north of me right before I left for Pennsylvania. Thankfully, nothing got too bad right where I live. But again, just wanted to say, if you guys aren't subscribed, thank you, Warrior. If you guys aren't subscribed to the Dern Brothers, make sure you go do that. First of all, their skateboarding videos are amazing. Their What Went Down Here videos are really cool. But I know that Kanan Dern just set the world record for the longest 50-50 rail. 50-50 on the round rail, sorry. And unfortunately, I got out the PA after he did that, but just keep an eye out. Me and Luke will be in that video. Yeah, the tornadoes are, it gets weird around here. How was your first Friday at 11? That's always fun for new people that move to Indiana when they hear the tornado sirens every Friday at 11. Also, if you are in the Midwest area and it doesn't rain on Saturday, go to Arsenal Skate Park. It's a great DIY. And Minus is doing something really cool there for Go Skate Day. It's going to be awesome. Do you make long boards? Yes, we do. We've got three different shapes of them. We've got the long surfer, the stretched panhead, and a drop down. So we've got one that drops down at the center and two that are flat. They are not dropped through those. So I want to make sure you know that. You can check those out at lifeskateboard.com. But yeah, you're gonna start learning when the tornado sirens start going off. You're gonna notice all your neighbors are on the porch watching it roll in. Welcome to Indiana. That's what we do. They are so loud. I used to do hardscaping, and there was a neighborhood I was working on that had one over the property I was working on. Carrying papers across the yard and just dropped everything. That was scary. That's also typical for Indiana. We got decent people here, but man, the system it don't work very well. I was when that happened. So it happened here in Indianapolis, and then I drove to Pennsylvania. So we drove through it, and then we got to Pennsylvania, and then it hit us while we were in Pennsylvania. So we don't just do decals; we do full graphics. Really quickly here. So this guy still needs the rails cleaned up, but I'll show you real quickly. So these are some finished boards right here. Dang, you guys are real dusty. Who did that? Who got dust on you guys? Sorry about that. So we use hand-carved lino blocks to apply all of our graphics. It gives us the ability to change the placement. This is like a collage with lines in it, mirrored graphic. And it also allows us to do different graphic colors, like those two. So same graphic on that guy and that guy, but just different colors. This one's a fade. That one's solid. So we've got lots of different lino block options as well as a collage option. And if you want me to just have fun with the graphic, you can put Casper collage in the notes when you buy a collage, and you'll end up with something cool. Rob has a couple really cool examples of some Casper collages of his own. Wait, you were like watching a YouTube channel and he said like if you're in Indiana, make sure you take cover. That's pretty smart. Look at those responsible people. That's cool. Thank you, Warrior. I've got full bars on the Wi-Fi here. Well, skate, yeah, it's gotten expensive, but part of that is just the board prices catching up with how far they drop down. Skate shops kept board prices so low by getting people in the door with shoes to pay the bills. But it all had to catch up at some point. Sadly, it all caught up at the same time and started to right around COVID. If you noticed that, it has been a skyrocket in the prices, but now it makes our boards very comparable to everything. So, all right, so this guy's ready for graphics, and we are going to move on along here. Really quickly here, guys. Give me a moment. Sounds like it's storming, so I just want to go make sure that my windows are down. And if it's lagging, it's probably because of that. So give me 1 second here. I'm going to go check on the car. Well, it is starting to storm, so windows are down. We're all good. Exactly, yep. Shoes and DVDs don't sell like they used to. But really quickly, since I went out to the car, I might as well show these off. Vivo Barefoot footwear, awesome. Just reached out to him, was asking if they ship to the US, and sent us 4 pairs of shoes. So they sent me 2, one for walking around in and one for hiking, and then they sent Morgan 2. These are the hiking ones. They're barefoot shoes, so it has a bigger toe box, lets your feet spread out. These are the bottoms of the hiking shoes, slip-ons. And then the ones I'm wearing right now, this is day 2 wearing them, and my legs are already feeling better. I'm stoked on them. Wiggle the deck on the wall. Did you do it? Rob's a magician, guys. Did you guys see that? That was wild. But anyway, these guys right here, really comfy, real wide. I'm stoked on them. Very grateful for them. Vivo Barefoot right here. Really cool company. I reached out because there was an issue with somebody who's representing them, and then they handled it so well that I wanted to support them in the future. So I told them like, hey, do you guys ship to the US? Just got in an accident, but I want to support you guys after I get my life from underwater. And they just said, what size do you wear and where do you live? which was awesome. So really good people over there. Tom was the guy that I talked to. Really good people. But awesome shoes. I can't wait to go hiking in these. I'm gonna go take Lori on a hike soon. But all right. Yeah, I had no intention of getting a bunch of shoes like that. I just wanted to try them. I had thought about trying toe shoes or barefoot shoes for a while, and the opportunity landed right there. And I'm going to keep talking about them all I can because it's a good company. Yeah, these black ones are nice, man. I honestly thought they were sending me toe shoes, and I was going to be okay with that. But these are really nice. Morgan got some really nice ones, and they're black too, so Morgan can wear them when she needs to. Whoops. All right, let's switch sides over here, and we'll show you real close on this one. All right. Thanks, Amy. I appreciate it. Most of them are guinea pig tattoos. The two on my face came from skateboarding, and that's why they're on my face. Have fun, warrior. I hope it smells real good in there. All right. Go right back over here. You know it, Nightbot. Oh yeah, if you guys are enjoying what you're watching, don't forget, double tap that screen. Check out lifeskateboard.com. Get yourself a life. Get a life. Get a life. I'm not a consumer of media, so I do it all the time. I feel really bad about it. All right. Get stuff sanded out. Hoping to get some good sleep tonight and be nice and awake tomorrow. Been out of my sleeping medication for a little bit and finally pick up my script this morning. So it's been probably like a week of subpar sleep, and I can tell. But I'm excited tonight to get some good sleep. That's weird. I didn't realize that I said I'm going to be excited to sleep. That's a new one. That's a new one to come out of my mouth. Whoa. Oh, and I'm going to keep talking about this every chance I get. Devin Carter. If you don't know who that is, you will at some point, because I'll be helping out as much as I can with the events that he throws. Oh, yippity. Absolutely. So I tried things for a very long time. I tried changing my diet. I tried changing my caffeine intake. I tried a lot of things. And I finally went to a doctor. And they have me on, I can't remember what the milligram is, but they have me on Elavil. And it's worked really well. It's a mild antidepressant that I take at night. It's a very primitive antidepressant that wasn't that good for antidepressants. But that's what they have me on right now at night, and take it 30 minutes before sleep. Doesn't make me like all groggy the next day. It just makes sure that I get good sleep. Um, but that is the only thing that I've found that works for me. And I had to go talk to a doctor about that one. So I got two medications that I take at night that both make me drowsy. So it helps. The sleep gets good. Of course, the sleep gets really good when I'm on both of those. I also had a kombucha this morning, so I know I'm going to feel great tomorrow. A health kombucha. Awesome. So AVG in the chat right there, that's Brent, teaches lessons over at Q Skate Park in Indianapolis. It's a great indoor skate park over on the west side, just inside the 465 loop. It's been around for a very long time, and you can check qskatepark.com to check out their opportunities for lessons, events, classes, camps, and just their open hours. It's $10 entry. You got to fill out like a waiver. Obviously, that's every skate park, but it's great. I've learned a lot of tricks on that mini ramp over the years. I remember skating there when it was a pretty empty room, mini ramp, some kickers, and a couple of banks, maybe some rails. But now it's awesome. There's a street section, a raised street section with a bank. There is a Big mini ramp, I'm sorry, long mini ramp on the other side. It's really mellow with fat coping, very fun to play with. A little tiny street section, a little tiny transition section for people to get used to. There's also a micro mini with a rope. It's a great place to take the kids to and a great place to have fun and just skate. Um, do I work on my own? I am the sole hourly employee working here with the owner. I ride and work for the team. And I have never made kombucha. The first time I ever tried it was out at Bam's house, and I grabbed it at the I grabbed it at CVS this morning. No mask. I'm gonna be super nice. So this is a Festool dust extractor right here. The thing that you can't see because I'm holding it right here. This thing collects 99.97% of all fine dust particles. It's HEPA approved. When I'm over here, though, I will absolutely wear a respirator. This final step is just bringing everything to a 150, removing any excess glue, and just cleaning up the rails. And we're just going to clean up the rails here, then I'll throw my respirator on, and we have 5 more boards to shape here before we are done today. Of course, limits. It's definitely, I definitely know people concerned about not wearing a mask is definitely coming from a place of care. Sam, the owner, has picked up a lot of equipment from people that can't do woodworking anymore because of what the lack of wearing a mask has done to their body. That's why I was super stoked when he told me he had this festival. At the old shop, we had a big grizzly dust extraction system that worked its way through the shop, but the blades on that thing were making noises like an angry plane crash. So we're doing this now. It is. These Festool dust extractors are approved to be used in hospitals. They're great. If you're like sanding any material that's like hazardous or something that's going to create a hazardous dust, it's great for it. The Festool system also has its own tools that hook up like an orbital, a mouse, a track saw, all kinds of stuff. They are very expensive tools. However, you can just create a seal with their hose and add other vacuum attachable tools. All right, so this guy's ready for graphics. We're going to set that aside and keep on going here. It's amazing, Brent. I mean, let me see if I've got an example out here. No, he took it down. I was going to see. Well, as you can see right there, this is the dust that's made while he's cutting countertops. So real nasty dust right there. How often do I replace the filter? That's a Sam thing, not a me thing. How many boards can I do personally? Like with that right there, we also use that Festool for other stuff. So it can be used around other things. Yep, that's great for carbon fiber. Great point right there. That was what I was trying to come up with there, Rob. Also, great meeting you out in Pennsylvania, Rob. Again, I know I saw you at the West Side at the skate shop DIY the first time out in Pennsylvania. It was a whirlwind the first time I was out there. So it was great to spend some time with you at the castle. Thank you so much for that board that you let me use to go off of the kicker into the pool. That was awesome. And yeah, what's up, bud? I'll see you at LP very soon. I really need to get back out there. I was going to go after work today, but obviously it's raining. And you know what? Rob's in the chat. I might as well just show it off for him. So I've got this board right here that I keep showing off over and over again. So basically, the 10-hour drive there, I was thinking about how I'm going to do the kicker jump into the pool at Bam's house. And when you look over that thing, you can't, running and jumping isn't going to happen. It's that kind of a gap. Like you need the speed from the ramps. So Darby Allen said he was going to do it. I was like, dude, I'm honestly terrified to do it. He said he wasn't going to pop, and that just, I was in my head, I was like, well, if he doesn't pop, I know I'm going to make it. And I didn't really watch too closely, but he went like to the end and jumped. I didn't think about it at all. And I was like, oh, you don't have anything to worry about. And dropped in, hit the pump. You cannot see anything before you get off the end of that kicker. As soon as I left the kicker, I looked down and was like, shit, dude, you're about to die. Because I thought I was not going to make the pool. In my head, I was like, okay, look forward, pick a tree, don't look down. As soon as you grab, you can look down and see where you're at. So I looked over, reached down to grab, looked down, and was like, oh, dude, you're dying. Like, it's over. And I made it by like 3 feet. But I went in on one of my 2.0 boards that Rob brought. Rob also brought this one. Darby Allen went in on this one. I went in on the other one. Darby swapped me. And then I had everybody that was there sign it, which I think that's just something I like to do. I like to have the memory of things. I have the memory of a dead goldfish or a broken floppy disk. You can choose. But we went ahead and got everybody on here that was there at the time, which was awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Bam Margera. So we got Destin Dern, Destin Dern, obviously. Julie Dern, Juliet Dern, that's Mama Dern. We got Head, the best person to exist in Pennsylvania. Luke, of course. Willow, you should check out his photography. He's amazing. Darby Allen, the first documented signatures from Ozzy Dern. I thought that was adorable. We got Kanan Dern, Dalton Dern, Trish, Rob, Bailey, Ray, Jackie. It was a great time. It was so fun. Yeah, this one is actually hand painted by Rob, Minging Designs in the chat there. He brought it out for me. It was awesome. Um, but yeah, no, that was really cool. It was a really good fun weekend with the Derns and Darby, and really nice meeting those guys. And hopefully, I'll be able to. I think we got some stuff in the works coming here with all that. I'm pretty stoked on it. Can't wait to share that all with you guys. Brent, I'll probably be sharing that with you soon too. But let's go ahead and throw this respirator. I hardly know her. On. Oh, dang, I missed it. Yeah, Skylar. I need to give Skylar the shout out. Sorry. That's important. Skylar needs her shout out. Is Skylar. And Skylar got my rider from the weekend too. So yep. There she is. There's Sky. Right there. Shout out to Sky right there. I swapped my board out like day 2, maybe 3, out at the castle. And I went ahead and tossed Sky my board. Hopefully she enjoys it. That was the board that survived the wreck with the semi a few weeks back. Yeah, Bam the Lamb's the man. All right, let's get this going. Hey, Skylar, what's up? That's awesome. Thank you, guys. That makes me feel happy to see that there's some life boards out there. Was that, Brent, was that the Day of the Dead weekend? I think that would have been the Day of the Dead weekend. Yep. Yeah, Brent was talking about that was the weekend that he came to Indianapolis. That was the weekend that started all of this, to be honest. That was fun. All right. Let's get you guys over to here. I know. How do I know when this thing is about to run out? Because it's terrifying when it does. I've learned the sound that it makes. It makes like this weird whining sound, and then when you stop it, you can hear something rattling around. If you ignore that, you'll be working and then be like, "What stings?" Because you'll start like feeling like a burning sensation, like on your arms and stuff. It's the bearings shooting out of this at high speed, and they're hot. So when it makes a noise, we replace it. And the mic was disconnected that whole time. So I'm sorry you guys had to listen to garbled audio there. But yeah, that was a great weekend when I met him and what everybody else got to. I'm glad that we got him to majors because I met him at LP and was like, dude, you need to see majors if you like this one. And again, I just want to give another huge shout out to Devin Carter. Devin Carter threw an amazing event while I was in Pennsylvania down at Greenwood Skate Park, also known as Northeast Park. I'm excited for the direction he's going with things, even persevering in the face of some negative stuff, which is something you're going to face if you're fighting with park advocacy, or if you're fighting for park advocacy. So I think he's the man for the job down there, and that makes me really happy. All right, let's hit this on the Mac wheel before we take it to the orbital, take the respirator off, and get to answering questions a little easier. When will MT be done? I honestly have no clue. I saw that the dirt work was done while I was in Pennsylvania, but I have no clue. I'm hoping before July 10th because Birdman wants me to do an event there. And when I say Birdman, I am not talking about Tony Hawk. I'm talking about Birdman Jenkins from Terre Haute. And Birdman Jenkins knows how to throw a party, I'll tell you what. Yeah, they said 2 weeks, but the issue has been they needed to install drains. And that type of dirt work requires no rain for a while. So they've been getting screwed on the weather here. As soon as they're able to work, they can't work. And then sometimes when they're able to work, they get there and stuff's been cut open. So to my knowledge, they're doing the best they can. And I know that Frontier has a really good reputation of finishing parks in a very timely manner. So far, it's been another contractor doing the dirt work. But I have a lot of faith in Frontier. I don't think that Tim Devlin would have let that happen if they weren't a good company. So Tim's got a good head on his shoulders about who to work with and when. So if you don't know who Tim Devlin is, he's a park advocate from around Indy that has been pushing for park advocacy for a very, very long time. He runs Indy Skate Park Advocates. very quietly behind a lot of the stuff that happens at Arsenal. And I'm really stoked every time he does something because it gives me the opportunity to tell my city, which is Lawrence, it's a municipality within Indianapolis. But it gives me the opportunity to tell my city, hey, look what they did. We can do it too. Yep, that's exactly what we needed. Devin's rad. He's doing it for the right reasons. And he's not afraid to call people out. So a couple of things have happened and he just directly called people out. So he's one of those guys that'll squash something right away, it seems like. And that's what I like to see. We got a lot going on in this state. We got a lot about to go on. So having guys like that to be able to connect with, having guys like Hayden Sloop out in Marion, Indiana, just opened up Sloopy's recently. His business plan is just extremely intelligent for opening a skate shop in 2026. I wish he sold the life boards more that were on the walls, but you never know. Sometimes it just takes a while. Just super stoked that he's doing something for his community up there. And if you guys are looking for something to support, make sure you go check out the Sloopy Skate Shop. Sloopy Skate Shop has been posting this about the Marion City Skateboard. They need some money by July 31st. So that the city can match a grant. So go check that out. I'm sure I'll post a link at some point. But I already told Hayden that, all these people are helping me out with the vehicle, and it's going to be the least I can do afterwards to use any platform I have to try to get the word out about that. So I think what he's doing is great. I heard that the park design for Marion may have had some arguments or issues with it. However, it's a park. So yeah, Tim does a lot of work out there, man. It's Tim and Tim does a lot of work. Nick also does a lot of work. Raph does a lot of work over there. But Tim is very quietly behind a lot of things. I was not always the nicest man to that guy. I was not always the nicest person to that guy. So I'm really stoked to see him continuing to do what he does, continuing to set a good example and showing me the example of how I can do the right thing. Alrighty, this guy is ready for graphics. See you, bud. Have fun with whatever you're doing today. I hope you have a wonderful evening. All right, this guy's ready for graphics, and we're going to move along here. We have four boards left to shape. And I'm gonna go check on the outside real quick, see how bad it's storming. In the meantime, I'm gonna flip you guys around right here, give you guys the website to look at. Be right back. In the meantime, go check out lifeskateboard.com. Share this with your friends, and I will be right back to you guys. Consider this a pause. Oh yeah, it's coming down. It is coming down. All right. So we're gonna get these guys here shaped. Let's take these through two at a time. Why not? Respirator. I hardly know her. All right. And remember, guys, these boards are handcrafted right here in Indiana. We do everything in-house. And a big old shout out to the Elephant March. Make sure you check them out. Streaming on all platforms. All right, let's do another one. I just said that, didn't I? Make myself a skimboard. No, we make good ones. Wait, what? With that rain? Yeah, you're right. I should. Me and the Durns were talking about how, all right, when Destin Durn was bringing up how fun it would be to do like the skimboard thing in Bam's barn. All right. Skateboarding. Just skateboarding. I mean, I don't know. I really enjoy video making. I make a lot of edits and things like that. That's pretty much it. Skateboarding, skateboarding, skateboarding. Some people, you want to know how dedicated I was to it? A few years back, a friend of mine got one of the Ambition snow skates and set up like a little park in his backyard and did some other stuff. And my dumbass was saying, nope, I'm not going to do the snow skating because why would I half-ass two things when I could whole-ass one thing? And I mean, it's pretty fun to be honest, but that's me. Yeah, it definitely would be really fun.
How'd you guys like that angle? I have no clue how that looks, but I'm pretty stoked on it. Let's do the same thing over here. Get real up close and personal with the dust. Because why not? I think that'll be fun. Going all right, Adam? Oh, buddy, Adam. Is that Adam that you took photos of one of my events? All right. Now we got the Mac wheel and more. Oh, yeah. I threw I threw the ones at LP I throw. And then the one at Majors I helped Zach out with. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if that's happening again this year. Haven't heard anything, and with some of the behavior last year, it's all right. All right. We got these two on the orbital.
And then 2 more to shape. You need your safety glasses? I said safety squint. Okay, Johnny? Oh yeah, dude. It is what it is. Here's how I'll go ahead and just talk about that for a second. There were some people that wanted to cause problems for my events, and they successfully did cause some problems. And unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of other people speaking up with me about it. And sadly, this last Sunday, some of those same people tried to cause problems at someone else's event. But yeah, they all showed their ass, and it all came eventually. But it's all right. We'll still throw November's event, and then I'm helping out with something in Majors. I want to start adding an event to the year, and then I've got some stuff in the works at the moment as far as planning a tour for some people that'll get some demos at park openings and stuff like that. But that's all in the works. I just found all that out in Pennsylvania. Thank you. This is the Life Skateboard shop. Sam built everything out. All these tools and everything are a collection of Sam, the owner and operator of Life Skateboard. Um, so the butter bar situation, what he's asking about is a wax company that I had, that I was running. I was printing everything by hand, pouring it by hand. That kind of all took a break. There's some internal stuff going on as far as who's on the team. But things will get back to it. I'm thinking about moving away from the hand printed packaging just to be able to get them out quicker, and obviously that would lower the price of them. But still the same concept of a dollar goes to the team and a dollar goes to a fund for the community. So we're doing that in limited number drops whenever we do it. I've only done one so far, but we are prepared for a 150 to 200 drop. So that'll be a little while. I've got to do a little bit of catch up. I've had a long string of really stressful stuff happen over the last few months. Found out I had a pretty severe hernia, went and got that repaired, and then 5 weeks into the recovery, I got hit by a semi truck. So things are stressful, but things are moving along. But just means it puts some of the side things on hold, and then skateboarding always takes the front seat for me. Yep, it got wild. I'm still dealing with that. It's been waiting on phone calls, answering phone calls, dealing with all that crap. I was on my way to work, and somebody hit my front bumper and sent me out of control. They took off, and then a semi hit me while I was spinning. So it was a hit and run on 465 that I was lucky to walk away from with just some soft tissue damage. Still hurts a little bit every once in a while. I mean, like this last weekend, I went out to I was really stoked. The community helped out and made sure I could go put a down payment on a car. And literally the next day, I got a text from BAM that said, come out to Pennsylvania. So we took that car all the way out there. Back was not feeling good on the drive. But skating through pain, working through pain, it is what it is. Jumping off that deck into the pool was more of a, I was landing in a pool. It wasn't going to hurt that bad. So, but I'm still dealing with some discomfort and pain. I did take one fall off of the 6 foot at BAMS that I got up having muscle spasms and stuff. So it is what it is. Documenting it all and trying to make sure I'm taking care of it at the end of the day here. But hoping to be able to skate again soon. It's storming out right now, though. Oh, but I did see, first of all, Darby Allin's rad. I was not a big wrestling guy, but meeting Darby was really fun. And if you go look at Darby's pool jump, I'm standing right next to the Willow who was filming, getting ready to jump off. In my pink t-shirt. What's up, bud? Thank you for tuning in. Hey, Nick Riley. See you around, Adam. Thanks for tuning in. Nick Riley's here. What's up, Nick? We've got one more board to orbital after this one, and then we got 2 to shape all the way through. Don't forget, if you're enjoying what you're watching, guys, double tap that screen. Right now we're at 69. Nice. Likes. I saw, yeah, it looks like the roads are, things are getting pretty rough out there. Whew. All right, let's orbital this next one and move it along. Also, really quickly, every once in a while, I just want to keep mentioning these guys. Vivo barefoot shoes. All right, and I've said this a couple times through the lives, but I just want to go through it. There was an issue with somebody with them, and I just reached out to them. The way they handled it was so well that I just said, do you guys ship to the US? Because I'm interested once I get my head above water after this wreck. And they just said, what's your address and size? And they sent me and Morgan each 2 pairs of these shoes. These things are awesome. These are the hiking versions with those bottoms. They're barefoot shoes, big toe box, and flat with just a little bit of padding. I currently have the sneaker version on right now. This is day 2, and my feet and my legs feel great. I am not getting paid for this. These guys just sent them to me, and they didn't ask me to do anything. Not a thing. They just sent them to me, and I'm loving them. So I'll just keep updating people on what's happening with my feet, legs, and all that with these barefoot shoes, and maybe you should get some too. Can't wait to go hiking in them, to be honest. I think that'll be really fun. It should stop storming. I sure hope it stops storming on Saturday and then never mind. I hope it won't. 34 people. Never mind. I'm not going to say that. I hope it stops raining on Saturday to not ruin Nick's stuff at Arsenal, because I want to be a part of that. I think that's going to be fun. I don't want like the Hartford City and that kind of stuff, go skate day stuff to get rained out. They are very comfy. I forgot I had them on last night. I like sat down on the couch and put my legs up and was like, oh shit, take your shoes off, dude. Like, I almost prefer to stand and sand these than sit down. I think I'm going to be barefoot a lot more often. Sorry, everyone that has to be around me while I'm doing that. What's up? Josiah's in the chat. We got 3/4 of the judges desk in the chat right now. Heck yeah. Josiah's good people. Helps me out with my contests and stuff whenever I need judges. And just good people in general. All right, now let's clean up these rails, nose, and tail, and we'll move along. And we're going to get some more really close-up shots of the edge router. I think that Rob is like, right? Those are going to make some really good shorts. And I will say, guys, I really do enjoying doing these lives. I like sharing things with you. A lot of the income on my channel is only going to come from those shorts. And that's all from this. So if you see me like framing stuff up for a short or something like that, or me repeating things over and over again to say it right so I can cut it into a short later, that would be why. I really enjoy doing these. I really enjoy traveling with the channel. And even if the traveling videos don't make that much income, I'd rather this portion of the channel make sure that me and my friends can travel around and show you guys some really cool stuff. Day's going all right. Well, it could have been better. Check engine light turned on the new car on the way home from work yesterday. Went and got the code read. Looks like it's probably an O2 sensor. Not going to be able to get in for that until Wednesday of next week. So, yeah, Yeah, a little stressed, but things will turn around, I'm sure. All right, guys, I'm gonna be really honest with you. I'm gonna have to step out for just a second. Casper has to pee. Sorry, guys. I'm not even gonna bring the mic. That's for you guys. You guys just talk to Josiah and Rob. Josiah, meet Rob. Rob, meet Josiah. Rob is in Pennsylvania. Josiah is in Indy. I'll be right back. Hey guys, it's raining. It's raining out there. I'm sure you guys when Rob comes out to Indiana, I'm sure you'll run into Josiah. He's at my local park all the time. Alrighty, so we are gonna do these last two and take them both through. We got a 17.5 wheelbase right here, and it looks like a boar right here. So let's get going on these so I can knock these out, grab some food, and get back home to the lady. Respirator. I hardly know her. You guys are never gonna get tired of that, right? Right? And I was gonna call. There was a point where I was trying to come up with a name for this community. Lifers isn't gonna work because not everybody bought a Lifey deck yet. You got to buy a life deck to be a lifer. So I got to come up with something. I got to come up with something. I'll figure it out though. I will. Another one here. It's okay, Josiah. I honestly wasn't even thinking about that. It was just in general, since it's most people popping in here. Rob, how many life decks do you have? I know it's at least two. Well, let's go ahead and clean this off. And you know what? I'm going to look at it real close. All right? You guys are going to start getting some real close-up shots of cleaning, routing, and some other stuff. All right, let's clean this up.
All right. Let's get you guys right here. Right up close and personal. There it is. All right. All right, let's flip you guys over to the other side. We'll do the same thing. Thank you. And it'll actually get even more clean very soon. So the next step after this is going to be the drum to clean up the edges here. So we're going to do this last one on this quarter round here. All right. Do the same thing right over here. Let's clean this guy up just a little bit. Let's grab my wire brush, which is hidden back here. The grip gun. Let's do a little cleaning. Oops. Had to take the angle. My bad, guys. All right. What's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. We are finishing up these last two boards for the day and answering any questions you guys have as we finish the live here. I'm going to go ahead and clean this guy off. There you go. If you're unfamiliar with what you're watching, this is Life Skateboards being made. We handcraft skateboard decks in-house right here in Indiana. I'm going to go ahead and grab a tougher grit here. Knock some of this tape line and glue off the tail here. But you can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. We've got over 100 shapes and options. You choose your shape, you can get your ply number, wheelbase, ply color, bottom ply color, graphic color. It's pretty neat. You just go to lifeskateboard.com and get exactly what you want. And the more boards you order, the more I get to work. The more I get to work, the happier I am. The more I get to show you guys. It's a nice, lovely cycle now, isn't it? All right, back down to a 150. So we bring everything to a 150 on this finish sanding here. That's the sweet spot for a nice smooth board, and it doesn't let our lino blocks slide around on us while we're printing. We print our boards with hand-carved lino blocks because we don't want to damage your board with a heat transfer, because we care. Thank you, Casper's keeper. Lifeskateboard.com.
All right, this guy's all finished up, ready for graphics. We got one more to do, and then we're going to end the stream today. Got quite a few people to thank at the end here. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. That's what I'm here for. Happy to answer any questions you got. Nope. So Edge, what you're talking about is custom graphics. That would be photorealistic images. Those are usually applied with heat transfers. And while it's super cool to be able to put whatever you want on a skateboard and to get like photorealistic images and stuff like that on there, the industry's been using heat transfers for some reason, regardless of the fact that heat is the thing that weakens the bond between wood and glue. So here at Life, we only use hand-carved lino blocks. So the graphics that you would have us do would be we'd have to go commission an artist to go carve that for you. So if you have something specific you want, you can let us know. It's going to be a little expensive to get that done. But we're just very, very against heat transfers here at Life Skateboards because we don't want to damage your skateboard. As far as custom graphics, though, we can realign some of our blocks around, give them backgrounds, all kinds of fun stuff like that. But people really like our graphics. You could actually feel them. The ink is pretty thick. But it's not a heat transfer. So warping, do our boards warp? No. I mean, some boards would. And if it does warp, we're going to replace it. It's wood. Unless, Eddie, were you talking about the heat causes warping? Because that's actually not what's going to happen. What happens with the heat is the board itself will start to delam like that. Yeah, there you go. See? Right, there we go. So yep, it's so what happens with that heat is the board itself, it will warp, but that's just the structural integrity kind of being weird. The board itself is going to start delamming, so the plies themselves will start to fall apart. It's wild. All the things that happen to a skateboard that could be prevented by changing the process of making it. Isn't that weird? That's why we do what we do here. We also roll all the glue by hand because a glue machine skips your top and bottom ply. It's going to sandwich it with glue, and you can't do that on the outside. But since we roll by hand, we can get both sides of the inside of the top and bottom ply. So good job, Eddie. And I'm glad I got to the bottom of misunderstanding you before you could even explain yourself. um, Everybody that's been here should know that I am very good at misunderstanding some of the chat. Very good at it. I put it on my resume if I wanted a real job. Hey, thank you, man. That router is so fun. It's so nice to use too. I hope that new angle looks good. Really like the close up I did, and I really haven't seen that angle at all yet. So once this live uploads, I'll cut it into shorts. I've given myself a little bit of a job every day, sitting down and making shorts for a couple hours, maybe even just an hour out of my lives, since that's where the income comes from. Right now, a spiral flush. So right now, we're just bringing everything to a 150 on this. What's up, noob? You caught me right at the end. I'm here. I was in Pennsylvania. It was a fun time. Hanging out with the Dern Bros and Darby Allen. And the Dern Bros mom. And the whole Dern family. And Darby Allen's dad. It was a great time. I jumped the pool gap. I'm stoked on that. You got 2 pressed. So that's awesome. Yeah, there we go. Chatbot's here. Yeah, starting off however you want to. I love that. I didn't make any of these presses or anything. Sam is the owner and operator of Life Skateboards. I'm the sole hourly employee. What you see me doing here is what I do. Oh yeah, Nightbot's in here. After we're done with the rails on this one. Awesome, Eddie. I love it. I want to see it sometime. Kind of. Let me explain that in just a moment here. And you actually might be a person that my boss would want to talk to, my friend. So, yes and no. Yep, repops. So yes and no. We don't. It's not like we're repopping other shapes. We have over 100 shapes available here at Life Skateboards. Our concave is unique. However, there are some that are like the 19, or we have a king size, kind of like the Matt Hensley. We've got our twin is very similar to the double vision shape. We have a hammerhead. It's not the exact same as Hossoi's. Some of the older popsicles, we've got like the 1992.5 is another really funky shape. If you go to lifeskateboard.com and go scroll through all the shapes, you're going to see a lot of very similar shapes to a lot of the older shapes. We just have a lot of options here. So if you're trying to paint a board or something like that, that's going to end up being a repop, but it's a high quality handcrafted deck that's made exactly like they were back then. You might want to talk to us. We can always not clear coat the bottom for you, and just do the top graphic on there for you, and then you can do whatever you want. And honestly, my boss would probably be pretty stoked to talk to you about that one because we are very against heat transfers here. So hand painting a board is pretty rad. Silk screening, we use Lino blocks, but hand painting, while it's not efficient for mass production, is amazing for stuff like that. So Eddie, why don't you reach out to my boss? Um, his name's Sam. It would be through the Life Skateboards Instagram, Facebook, or you can use the email that's associated with us on the website. And give him some time. He's a very busy man, but I'm doing this bad with YouTube. You're happy I'm doing this bad with YouTube? Ooh, Chet Park. Chat Park. Where? I'm screenshotting. I'm screenshotting. That was a weird screenshot I just got. Chet Park. All right. I'll keep an eye on it. If it's in Indiana, I think we got some Chattanooga. What? Eddie, do I know you? I'm going to Chattanooga this year. My buddies are been on the mountain. Yeah, dude, what? Do I know you, man? That's wild. Oh, of course I can actually see you. I'm always going to see you on there, Godly Noob. Yep, we're going to so I'm a member of Welfare Line, a board collecting group, and we meet up once a year with it used to be at Cleveland, but I believe this year we're supposed to meet up in Chattanooga. And then I know I was supposed to go hang out at Mini on the Mountain. So I was supposed to, and I'd really need to plan it with those guys. I want to make a video for the channel down there. So Eddie, I guess stick around because I'm going to run into you. Absolutely, yeah. There's the Welfare Line is just a big group of board collectors, and I like to skate with them. So got to plan all that out. But I should be going down there as long as I get the car situation figured out and get my head above water financially. I'll be down there with me, Luke, Chuck, and probably Blake to be able to film. I got to get a fourth person approved. We were only really supposed to have one guest, but everybody likes Chuck and Luke, so it's all right, dude. There's so much stuff going on, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the live here today, guys. That was a fun live with you guys. I'm glad I got to come in here and spend that time away from the rain and spend it with you guys making skateboards. Another shout out to the Elephant March. Make sure you look those guys up. Streaming on all platforms. They're playing with CKY and Juliet, Illinois in November. Another shout out to Vivo Barefoot Footwear. Like I said, I just had a problem and they handled it so well that I messaged them and said, where are they? You know they're here. Because I don't even know what I was about to say. I'm going to start over. There was a problem. I messaged them. They handled it so well. I said, where do you ship to the U.S.? And they sent me 4 pairs of shoes, 2 for Casper's keeper and 2 for me. These are the hiking versions. They're barefoot shoes, big toe box, really comfortable. I've got the sneakers on right now. Casper's keeper's right there. Chat skates for sure, man. And hit me up on Instagram. It's Stranger Casper. It's much easier to get back with me on there. You guys have a great day. Don't forget, get a life at lifeskateboard.com. Also, Devin Carter, you're rad.